Let's talk about the billionaire trader who has one of the greatest track records of all time and even made 100% returns 5 years in a row. Who can this magical man be? Or woman, but yeah, it's a man. Not that that means anything. But it is Paul Tudor Jones, PTJ, the Michael Jordan of investing. He's who we're going to talk about and learn from today. In just a quick passage from Jack Schwager's Market Wizards. October 1987 was a devastating month for most investors. If you guys remember, that's Black Monday, one of the worst crashes, as the world stock markets witnessed a collapse that rivaled 1929. That same month, the Tudor Futures Fund, managed by Paul Tudor Jones, registered an incredible 62% return. So basically everyone else lost their shirts and PTJ crushed it. And perhaps most important, he has done what many thought impossible. Combined 5 consecutive triple-digit return years with very low equity retracements. So as you can see, PTJ makes incredible returns. That's why he's a billionaire and one of the greatest investors of all time. So let's jump into what enables him to do this. What's his secret? Well, one of it is that he's a slave to the tape. And that's old school, when people used to read the tape, basically watching price. So what that translates to today is price action. Yeah, price action, technical analysis. Paul Tudor Jones uses it and he became a billionaire with it. So we're going to get some advice from him on how to use it and why it's so important. And if you're interested in becoming a master of price action yourself, then check out our price action masterclass. We take everything that we've learned from our years, including everything that we've studied from the market wizards like Paul Tudor Jones, put it all into this course. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, it doesn't matter, you'll learn something. This thing closes Sunday and then we're not taking any more students, so make sure you check it out by clicking the link down below in the description or comments. There's also a 60-day money-back guarantee on it, so you might as well, find out what's inside. Back to PTJ. So the main idea with price action is that the market always knows more than you do. So if you're a trader, you gotta respect the market, and by respecting the market, you're respecting price. So here's some quotes from PTJ. The inability to read a tape and spot trends is also why so many in the relative value space who rely solely on fundamentals have been annihilated in the past decade. Markets have consistently experienced 100-year events every 5 years. So as you guys probably know, there are a lot of strictly fundamental people that just completely crap on price action. They say it doesn't work, like technicals are all voodoo. But that's also why these people, like for example, deep value investors that don't care about price, they will get stuck in something for so long, and it is a long-term play, but their money will be dead sitting there. So if you're analyzing a microcap, some tiny company, and you're like, okay, this is actually amazing, it shouldn't be this low in price, I'm getting a great value. That might all be true. You might have done perfect analysis and you're absolutely correct. But the issue is that the rest of the market has to realize that same value, right? Because value as a concept can't be taken in a vacuum. Value is all relative based on what everyone thinks. You can't just find something valuable and expect it to go up in price. Other people got to realize that it's valuable too. So as a value investor, you got to get in right before them, with the hopes though that they eventually do catch on and push the price up because they want to buy. So value investors, they get the first part right, the analysis. Okay, this is a great value, but then they mess up the second part, which is all the rest of the people coming in to buy it up. That's why if you take price action and put it on top of your fundamental analysis, you're going to do so much better, because price action is the thing that's going to tell you when that stock is actually ready to take off, because it signals to you when other investors start looking at it and get interested. Price is going up, the volume of shares being traded is going up. Those are all signals, really important. And they also validate your thesis, because remember, in investing, you could always be wrong. That's why you stay fallible, right? So when PTJ talks about how they've been annihilated with 100-year events happening every 5 years, he's also talking about the reverse. When fundamental guys are in stocks, the stock is going up, price might turn around without the fundamentals changing, because as it goes in the stock market, price leads fundamentals. So if everything looks good for a company, it's going up and up, but then all of a sudden the price starts collapsing, well then that's your signal to get out. And this can go for an individual stock or just a general index too. Now if you don't heed that warning, that's when you'll be stuck to your fundamentals saying, no, this is still a great opportunity, while the thing just ends up crashing. And then yeah, it's a once in 100 years event, but actually, it happens a lot more than you would think. And price action would have saved you from that, because there's no way for you to know everything that's going on within a company. You might be able to know 60% within a company or the market. That's why you let price lead you. Okay, have I beat this quote to death yet? Next part. While I spend a significant amount of my time on analytics and collecting fundamental information, at the end of the day, I'm a slave to the tape and proud of it. You see, PTJ is very fallible himself, because yeah, he does all his fundamental analysis, he can do it just as good as the rest of them. But like I was explaining before, he knows that he can be wrong. So if price is telling him that he's wrong, and the way that price tells you that is by going the direction that you weren't expecting, either up or down, then he just gets out. Or it works the other way too, where you might not be in a stock because you don't believe in the fundamentals, but it starts taking off anyway. PTJ takes that as a sign that he must be missing something. If the price is going up, he should be in. And he actually says this in the next quote. At the end of the day, your job is to buy what goes up and sell what goes down. So really, who gives a damn about PEs? If it's going up, you're supposed to be long it. That's what ends up happening with investors too. You get too fancy with all these metrics. You think, okay, 1 + 1 should equal 2 in valuation. Good companies should go up, bad companies should go down. And maybe that is true over the long term. But guess what the stock market is? It's full of irrational people betting on stocks. Back and forth, supply and demand. More than anything, it's sentiment that's moving prices. If people feel good about something, if they like it, even if it's a terrible company, the price will go up because they want to buy it. Why did people buy pet rocks back in the day? Because they liked it and they wanted it, and that gave it value, which enabled the guy who was selling them to sell them. What's the value of that rock versus the rock that you could find outside, right? So sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So that's why PTJ simplifies it, and he says if it's going up, you're supposed to be long it. That's how speculation works at the end of the day. Next quote, I see the younger generation hampered by the need to understand and rationalize why something should go up or down. Usually by the time that becomes self-evident, the move is already over. You know, these are a lot of the same arguments for why price is so important. But again, you're not going to understand everything because like I said before, you're only going to know maybe 60% of what's going on, and that's if you're really good. If price is moving though, you might not understand it, but you better accept it because you got to stay fallible, right? You got to accept that there's stuff that you're not going to know. You're not going to know everything. And like I also mentioned before, oftentimes price leads fundamentals. So you'll see the price shoot up, and then when it's done shooting up is when the fundamental news will come out. But if you were waiting for that fundamental news, like PTJ is saying here, then you would have missed the move. Technical analysis is at the bottom of the study list for many of the younger generation, particularly since the skill often requires them to close their eyes and trust the price action. That's tough to do, to trust the price action, because it does kind of hurt your ego. Because I keep saying you can't understand everything, but of course you want to. You want to seem like you're super smart. You want to seem like the master of the universe, like a Ray Dalio. But sadly, it's not going to happen. These things are way too complicated. Be happy with what you do know, and don't be afraid to trust just what's happening. Just to be able to look at the price and understand if it's going up, I should probably be buying it. It can be that simple. So as Jesse Livermore would say, who is another, probably the most famous investor, your business with the tape is now, not tomorrow. The reason can wait, but you must act instantly or be left. Again, a lot of these market wizards guys, when you start studying them, they're, like I said, very fallible, and they don't have that ego. So they let their ego go so they can just accept when something is happening and they don't know what's going on, because all they care about is not being right, but about making money. It's called strong opinions loosely held. They could have a whole huge thesis. Their team has done months of research about why this stock is going to zero. But then if all of a sudden the price action is showing that it's going up, they throw all of that away, all the work away. They don't care anything that they've said in the past. They just flip their position and they ride it up. That's how you make money in the stock market. So again, if you're interested in learning more about how you can use price action yourself, then check out our masterclass. We take everything from the market wizards plus all our experience, and we're working with professionals in this game every day through our research and consulting firm, which is Macro Ops. We take all that knowledge and put it into this 6.5-hour course. You basically get a PhD in price action without, all the schooling. And it's a new year, new decade. You might as well start it off right. And this market is like ridiculous. It's on fire. But there will come a time when it turns around too. So for the upside and the downside, you want to have price action on your side. That's 3 sides in one sentence. You can have all of them. But check it out now because it closes Sunday. And there's no risk because there's a 60-day money back guarantee. So you could literally take the whole course, and if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. Link down below in the description and comments. Check it out. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you get email notifications when we make more videos like this. Also, smash like on this video and comment down below with what other videos you want. I love comments. I respond to all of them, and I might as well make content that you want. So do that, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Stay fallible out there. Bye.